Here's a news story that I've been casually following, and that's the Trey Songz Grape allegations. Now, I'm saying grape because I can't say the actual word. Just know it's a word that rhymes with grape. Now, I know on this channel I don't usually follow celebrity news, but I felt like this was a situation that needs to be addressed. And as I'm following this Trey Songz story, wouldn't you know it, Chris Brown is also fighting for his innocence against some allegations. And now you have both these gentlemen at the same time fighting $20 million civil suits for grape allegations. Now, whether these two gentlemen are innocent or not is not for me to say. Now, Chris Brown released a voice clip and some text messages that suggest the alleged victim was a willing participant. But women can take back consent at any point in time. And in this case, the woman alleged that she was first drugged before the act, so she wouldn't have been able to give consent in the first place. And in Trey Songz' situation, Trey's attorneys are claiming that the attorney tried to bribe a witness into false testimony in order to convict Trey Songz. So this whole story is, on both ends, are just a complete mess. You know, you guys can read into the stories yourselves, and you guys can judge, you know, whether these guys may be innocent or guilty. For me, I'm going to wait for more evidence to come out before I make a judgment. But in my eyes, they're innocent until proven guilty. You may ask, why am I bringing this up? Here you have two successful black men who can get pretty much any woman they want. Yet here they are in a world of trouble. Now, you know, you can say that this can happen to anyone, but we need to be asking, how can they have avoided this situation? Because this isn't the first time for either one of them that they have been accused of such acts. And now, you don't see LeBron James getting hit with multiple civil suits of sexual assault. You know, although like Trey Songz and Chris Brown, he's rich, successful, can get any woman he wants, but he's not facing those type of issues. Yet we find these two gentlemen specifically getting into these situations again and again. What am I getting at? What I'm talking about is accountability. You can be free to sleep with as many women as you want, as many as you want, but you are not free of the consequences that come along with that. On this channel, I talk about guys needing to be careful about who they lay with, because when you're not careful about who you sleep with, when you don't properly vet the woman that you're laying down with, bad things can happen. And, you know, on the flip side, you guys can say, oh, well, you know, women shouldn't be making up false allegations, but we can't control what they do. We can only control our own actions, and so we need to be planning on how we can avoid putting ourselves in those kind of situations. Derrick Rose is another example of this. I believe the story went that it was 3 guys trying to get it in with this one intoxicated woman, and this, what are you doing? Like, that is not the type of situation that you want to put yourself in. I mean, dude, if you want it that bad, like, you got money, like, go pay for a professional, because that situation, it doesn't even sound good. You know what I mean? That's not a situation you want to put yourself in. And, you know, when these stories come out, more times than not, you're going to be guilty in the public's eyes before the evidence even comes out. Of course, you can be accused in any situation, but what I'm saying is, at the very least, try not to fit the profile of someone who would commit such acts. Well, I mean, number one, don't commit sexual assault. But number two, let's try not to fit the profile of someone who would commit sexual assault. So what I'm saying is, reputation matters, which brings me back to Chris and Trey. These are two men who are known womanizers. They treat women like sex objects. They're not known for having long-term committed relationships. So these guys are the perfect targets. And so when news like this comes out that they, raped someone or sexually assaulted someone, the public hears this and they're like, yeah, I can see that. And so God forbid that you ever end up in a situation like this. But if you do, you want the story to be, wow, that's very surprising. I never could see that him doing something like that, or that's so out of character for him. You need to be carrying yourself in a way that your ex-girlfriends can stand up on your behalf and say, well, he was always a gentleman with me. And I'm not saying that these guys deserve to get falsely accused because they're living a promiscuous lifestyle. But what I am saying is that when you do live that kind of lifestyle, be prepared for the shitstorm that comes with it. And men should never force themselves on women. But I tell women all the time, hey, don't go over to a man's house late at night expecting nothing but good conversation. Which is the same way I'm going to tell you men. Women, although women should not falsely accuse men of assault, don't go around sleeping with random drunk women and thinking nothing's going to happen. Right? You have to take accountability. Dick discipline isn't just a funny slogan. It's something that can save your life. And I'm not just being facetious here. I guarantee you that the guy who's going around sleeping with a bunch of random women is more likely to get accused of sexual assault than the guy who takes his time to get to know a woman, to make sure there's an intimate connection before getting sexual. If you see a lady out there hitting the bottle too hard, hey, grab that bottle and be like, hey, I need you sober so you can consent to this D I'm going to give you later on. And don't think that this can't happen to you because you're not rich. This can happen to anyone. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. They may not falsely accuse you or something, but if you mess with the wrong one, you thinking things are all good. Next thing you know, your car is on fire. So carry yourself as a person who respects women. Don't be out here sleeping around. Find someone who genuinely cares about you and is willing to have plenty of consensual sex with you, right? And if you find yourself in a situation where it's a girl who's coming on to you, but she's intoxicated, I still wouldn't do it, because all she has to do is regret that action to say, oh, he graped me. And because she was intoxicated, she might have a good case. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you thought of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Leave your comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you got anything out this video, hit that like button. This is Agree to Disagree. I'm out.